What is up, everybody? Tech Chucker here, and today we're going to do a throwback review of the Hasbro Marvel Legends Mandroid Wave movie Winter Soldier. That's right, we're going back in time because this figure fell off of my shelf, and I thought, hey, before I throw him back up there, let's do a quick review. So, without further ado, let's take a closer look. Alright, let's take a look at the articulation on this figure because there are some definite good points and some definite bad points to it. The head is on a ball hinge and he can't really look up. He can look down. See if I can get him to force his chin down. He can get his chin down a decent amount. That's not too bad. He has good side-to-side motion for the most part. That hair does kind of get in the way a little bit, but he can look side to side. He barely has any tilt. Not a lot. You know, there's some. In the shoulders, he has a ball hinge, and he's actually able to get his arm up above his shoulders. Let's check out the other one since it is two different arms. Not too bad. He's got full rotation of that arm, so that's great. He's got a bicep swivel, which works well. Double jointed elbows. Let's see if we can get it all the way here. Not too bad. It's over 90 degrees. Could be a little bit better. And then in the wrist, he has a peg and a hinge, and that's, you know, it could be better. It's not super awesome because he can't really move it all that far. Let's check out the other side with the elbow, and it's about the same, maybe a little bit more. And then in the wrist, that's about the same. Moving into the torso, he has the standard hinge in the torso. He's able to crunch forward a decent amount, and not much for backwards. That's kind of disappointing. He has a waist swivel that works really good. And then moving into the hips, he's got what looks to be T-jointed ball hips. You can see the one right leg is a little bit loose. And let's see if we can get his legs flat on the floor. So feet almost flat on the floor. This is about the best you're going to get out of him. Not too bad. Could be better. Obviously could be worse. And kicking forward, he's almost able to get it all the way up. He's actually that leg backwards is really, really good. We don't see that very often anymore. And then there is an upper thigh swivel that works really good. Although I do feel that the thighs look a little weird. Double jointed knees, that works pretty good. No problems with that. There is no shin swivel, which is fine. There is an ankle hinge, works good backwards. And forwards, not too bad. Could be a little bit better, but overall it's pretty good. The ankle rocker works really well as well. Yeah, it works well. So overall, I'm satisfied with the articulation on this figure. It does have some issues that, you know, now seeing it as an older figure, comparing it to some of the newer ones, there's some issues, especially in that head. But overall, I'm still pretty happy with it. Sculpt and paint wise, this figure is actually what has kept me from buying the Walmart exclusive because I like this one better. The face sculpt the unmasked one is not so great. I don't really like the black smudge stuff. It just doesn't look that great. But the rest of it looks pretty good. The eyes are okay. Could have been painted a little bit better. They actually painted the eyebrows, which is nice. There's no paint on the lips, but that's okay. There is a little bit of shading in the hair. Not much. I do wish that the hair was a little bit softer at the bottom so that it doesn't cause issues with the articulation, but it still looks pretty nice. The head pops off here pretty easily. Moving into the torso, there's just an immense amount of sculpt work. You can see all the stitching on the leather. It's just really cool. I love this arm, the metallic robot arm. It just looks great. It's painted really well with that black wash. We got trigger fingers on both sides. This belt with the holster is pretty cool as well. You can't put anything in it, but it still looks good. The leather arm, again, you see the stitching throughout. There's so many different details. Could have a little bit more paint on some of the accents, but you actually get like the bullets are painted, which is pretty sweet. We don't see that all that often. Moving down into the legs, these legs, they continue the sculpt work and the details, which is awesome. I'm just wondering if the thighs are actually on the wrong side. I don't know what it is. Something about them looks a little off to me. somebody let me know if I'm wrong or right. The knee pads look nice. They're a different color. They got a little bit of sculpt work, and then the boots. I love these boots. They look great. They could have painted them, but they didn't. So, they're not super awesome. You can see this little knife on his back. That's kind of lame because it doesn't come out. It's really flimsy. But this harness does pop off. You can take it off and swap it onto another figure. I'm not going to pull it off for this because you can kind of get the picture. But overall, the sculpt work is amazing on this thing. There's pretty much no place that isn't sculpted with some sort of nice detail. Paint work is kind of hit or miss. In some areas, I would say more hit than miss. So I'm overall really happy with the sculpt work on this figure. Okay, Bucky comes with 2 accessories, and one of them is this alternate head, which is a masked head, which is the best head for this figure. It looks great. There's nice sculpt work. It just looks really good. The hair is about the same. It just looks really, really nice. They did a great job with this head, and in a moment we'll put it on him. You can see it still is pretty hard on the bottom, so it does cause articulation issues, but it just looks really good. Let's pop this sucker on, and I think you'll just see what I mean, how much better this head is. It just looks like it belongs on this figure. It looks great. You can see there's almost some reflection on the eyes, or on the goggles, which is great. Makes it feel like it's 2 different materials. I can't say enough good things about that. However, this gun is terrible. We've seen it before. I believe the Hydra Soldier came with it. I believe the AIM Soldier also came with this gun. It's terrible. I mean, the sculpt work is okay. It's not real. Like, it's not based off of a real gun. But this red look is just stupid looking. It doesn't look good at all. It doesn't even contrast very well with the figure. There's not even a trigger. So we get trigger finger hands, which is awesome, but no trigger guard, nothing. I don't know. It's just, I'm pretty disappointed in Hasbro when they do this, when they make up fake guns, as if that's gonna, prove a point with parents and their kids. I don't know. It bugs me. It's hard for him to hold. You can see, I don't know. It's just kind of a shoddy looking accessory. So in the end, I would have rather he gotten a handgun or a real rifle. That would have been cool. So, overall, I'm still happy with this. I'm happy with the figure. I like it a lot more than that Walmart exclusive. The Walmart exclusive, it just looks weird and it's redundant. I don't need another one. I don't really care to have a huge amount of duplicate figures in my collection, so I was able to easily pass on it. I like this figure. What do you think? Is this a great figure? Do you have it? Do you wish you had it? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.